What's up everyone, how's it going? In this game, spawning in the west is our orange HRE core, spawning in the east of Himeyama, Zerty as our yellow Malian. Very standard build coming out of our HRE. Well, it'll be 2 over on gold. Let's see. None of these players, yeah, neither of them would be going for food, would be going for the fish in the middle. It doesn't really make sense definitely doesn't make sense for the Malians, and 100% doesn't make sense for the Malians to go for it. As for our HRE, kind of, they could. As I've said before, on this map, there are very few civilizations that would actually go for the fishing eco on this map. Malians definitely not one of those. Like 100% chance they will not go for the fish. Nice little standard 6 houses around the pit mine, and then just rally the rest onto your food. That's it. As for core, we're most likely going to see some little prelate micro coming out of him. Buff up the villagers on food, move them over to gold, buff up there, back and forth, back and forth. It's not like it's going to be that frequent, that huge of a ping pong between the two, but that's what we will be seeing. That's a lot of sheep right there. So there was this one game I was playing against a Chinese, and he did this, right? So he wasn't really paying attention. Well, I wouldn't fault him for not paying attention, but of course he didn't know where my scout was. He sent in his sheep just like that, while my scout, because he was coming in from the bottom left, so he was coming like this, and then my scout was coming up from the top. As he sent his sheep to his TC, my scout came in and intercepted about 12 freaking sheep. The guy left after that. That was probably one of the fastest games I've ever played, where the guy just didn't immediately start the game and leave, even though essentially that's basically what ended up happening. It was probably like 2 minutes in, 3 minutes in, just like how it was here. Nice little funny anecdote anyways for me. Age ups are coming through. Core is going for the Akin Chapel. Obviously makes a ton of sense. Would not be going for that mine work. Over here for our Malian, coRe. Extremely standard. Remember that the Malians did get nerfed on the December 5th or 6th patch, the most recent patch. They did get a little bit nerf. Their cows no longer generate 28 food per minute. I'm pretty sure it got nerfed to 25 food per minute. So it's a little bit of a nerf. It's 5 food per minute, or 3 food per minute on the nerf, but that does stack since you're gonna have was it 20, right? Because you can't have 21, so that's 60 food per minute less that you will be getting per or not per cow, but in total, off of the 20 cows that you'll have inside of cattle branches. So kind of insignificant when you only have a couple of them, but once you start looking at it in the grand scheme, once you have enough, once you are sitting on your 20 cow eco, full ranches, things like that, it is quite the nerf. 60 food a minute is pretty significant, especially once you start taking into consideration the buffs. For instance, the eco buffs, like horticulture does increase your food as well. Instantly throws the prelate into the Akin. Nice little buff right here. It's gonna get that entire wood line, obviously gets your gold, and then a lot of sheep as well. But yeah, like once you start looking at the grand scheme of things, it is gonna be quite a bit. Horticulture's what, 15%, and then that's a stacking buff that you're gonna be losing food on, and the gap just gets bigger and bigger, of course, once you start getting multiplicative on the percentages. Villagers moving over to the wood get that bonus, and also it does count as your global drop off. Cattle ranches coming up already for our Malian player. He's going to be going into both of these civilizations. Do go for fast castles, heavy cow boom for the Malians, and for our Holy Roman Empire, they'll be going for the relics. Stable coming through for the HRE. We're gonna have to see like how fast he plans on going into the fast castle, how fast both players are gonna go into their fast castle, if they're gonna try to do any type of aggression in feudal in order to prepare for the fast castle, or if they're gonna go straight into it. Barracks coming down for Zerty, get the hardened upgrade, make probably about 2 or 3 Donzo, that's it. And then over here for the HRE, he'll most likely make 1 or 2 horsemen just to be annoying, and then go into his fast castle. I really don't see, oh, instead of the Donzo, Zerty, okay, there it goes. So he is going into the Donzo after all, instead of the Musafati warriors. He did have 3 Musafati warriors queued up, cancels those, switches them over to Donzo, and now, wait, what? He canceled his, that's weird. So he gets 1 Donzo out, cancels the 2 Donzo in queue, re-queues them, and then gets the hardened. I think he messed that up. I think he canceled it to just get the hardened upgrade and then queue in 2 more Donzo, but it didn't work that way. We are getting an attempted tower up here on the gold for our HRE player on the Malian, but that's not really gonna work out too well. A little bit of harass coming through on those horsemen now. Does get speared in the face by the Donzo, and the scout will live. And now the horsemen scout for coRe are getting pushed back. Regnance is coming down already. 6 villagers currently on that at the front of the base. As you guys, well, actually, you guys probably don't know this because I haven't casted too many HRE games. I really don't like forward position on the Regnance Cathedral at all. It does make it very, very susceptible to attack, but that's mainly because I still have PTSD kind of from HRE, when for the first year that the game was out, where Regnance Cathedral was unable to be emergency repaired. So I'm forever scarred on having Regnance Cathedral anywhere near the front of my base. Like I would have probably put it back here, tuck it away, that way I'd be able to defend against it. No real attacks will jump in and just completely slaughter my Regnants because emergency repair. After hundreds of games as the HRE and that constantly happening, yeah, I'm still scarred. Walls are coming in over here on the northeastern side of our Malian player. He's nowhere near having enough resources for his age up, so this is going to be heavily delayed. And I don't know if the sound is coming in too loud for you guys or not. I have messed with it a couple times now to reduce it, but it doesn't seem like it is being reduced. Let me know in the comments if the audio is good enough for you guys, for both for my mic and for the in-game. First relic is gonna be coming through. There are Donzos here in order to, oh, the conversion. Zerty sent in his Donzo way too soon right there. That was way too early, and now coRe is sitting on 16 military. It's not like it was a ton of units, but those 3 Donzo right there would have been able to pick off that prelate, or at least heavily delayed it. But now coRe is sitting on 30 villagers, 16 military, 5 archers for 4 prelates, 3 Donzos, 2 horsemen, a knight, and a scout. A little bit of a denial up here on the northern side. First prelate does get pushed back. Second one is going to go in instead to grab that relic. 2 relics have already been secured for our HRE, and now there is an attack happening over here underneath the TC and an outpost. Donzos are going to be able to clean up the cavalry, while a few other Donzos are, a few HRE Donzos did attempt a tower dive, and all of them did get cleaned up. All the cavalry has died for our HRE player. He was sitting on about 16 to 18 military supply, and now he's on 9. The only thing he has going for him right now are 5 archers, as where with Zerty he's sitting on 5 donzos, 4 javelin throwers. A relic is what is that, the third? Yeah, the third relic is getting picked up by coRe. 4th relic getting picked up as well pretty soon. There is only 1 remaining. It is on the southeastern side of the map. This is what we would call the safe relic for our Malian player. Archers, or excuse me, javelin throwers and donzo are able to pick off that prelate from being able to take the relic home. The other prelate is already basically there. He's gonna just drop it into the regnants to be on the safe side. Over here on the southeastern side of the map, we have a little bit of a group of archers escorting a prelate to grab this relic. There aren't any units for our Malian close by in order to deny this. He could potentially go for a little bit of a no, he's way too out of position. He's not going to be able to deny that anytime soon, but this is a very long distance for this prelate to get back home. Ooh, with this rotation coming through from Zerty, he should be able to deny it though. The prelate's gonna take a very long route though. Look at him, he's gonna go all the way down south, rotate all the way around to the western side, and then go home. And Zerty is on the map. He is gonna start looking for this. He should be able to find it though. Let me see, where are you, prelate? Is he barely gonna miss it? No, he's barely gonna be able to find it. The prelate is gonna go down, and the other relic is getting walled off over here on the northeastern side of the map. Currently sitting on 3 relics. coRe should be able to pick up a 4th one though. It's not like it's gonna be too heavily contested. Walls are gonna be coming up as well on the 5th relic. A villager is already standing by pretty close in order to grab it. coRe sitting on 5 knights, 6 archers, 4 prelates, and 2 crossbows will be coming out pretty soon. No age up yet for Zerty. That'll be coming through very soon as well. Sitting on 1200 gold. And of course, the age up of choice, or the landmark of choice for the age up, is going to be the Grand Fulani Corral, which makes perfect sense, of course, since he has so many cows. coRe is going to start trying to burn down this wall in order to grab this relic. He will be sitting on 4. He has 2 prelates right here in order to trade off in case one of the prelates does get sniped. The second one will be able to pick it up and take it home with him. Zerty kind of wants to rotate and collapse on it. We'll see if he does that. He's not really going to be able to deny it though, as long as coRe pays attention. It doesn't look like coRe was actually paying too much attention to what was going on there. 2 archers have already been sniped out. Nice charge on those javelin throwers from the knights of coRe. The wall is gonna burn down. It is taking fire damage little by little, but Zerty has denied the pickup, which is the most important thing right now. At least 2 of these prelates will potentially be going down as long as Zerty does micro properly, but he decides to back off instead. Also, he's not neutralizing the sacred site to send. Okay, there you go, Zerty, good job. The relic over here on the southwestern side of the map is fully walled off as well. A few units are heading down there in order to pick it up. Meanwhile, the northernmost sacred site is getting neutralized. Oh yeah, this map only has 2 sacred sites. I completely forgot about that. 5 knights and 3 crossbows are moving down here on the south side. A little bit of a knight run by coming through on inside of Zerty's space. Starts focus firing down the wall. Really does want to get that 4th relic. 1 villager kill for coRe so far, none for Zerty. Is gonna lose a knight to the sofa. A second one might be going. I don't think the second one should die as long as core's control is fine. Ooh, that knight did get stuck in the wood line though. Nothing too extreme going on right now for either side. There is a pretty decent sized military ball up here just outside of core's base, but it doesn't look like Zerty's actually going to go for it. He's just going to be rotating down here to the south side in order to deny the fourth relic from being taken home, where it'll be in a nice secure outpost or even keep eventually. There's quite a few villagers right here if Zerty did want to pounce on that though. Oh, he could have easily picked off a couple villagers right there. Instead, he's just going to engage the army. Zerty is sitting on 40 military supply to core's 21. And okay, is he going to be able to pick off the Amon before? Oh, just one more shot. Okay, he is able to kill off the Amon. There is still one left on the field. A little bit of a side attack with a bunch of knights over here on at the center of the map, trying to pick off some reinforcements. But Zerty's military ball is just way too big. A second prelate is here, gonna heal up the first one just in case, make sure that it doesn't go down. Core is sitting on 21 military at the moment, 10 crossbows, 7 knights, 6 spears in queue for prelates. Inspired, I don't think Inspired Warrior has been upgraded yet. Where are you, Regnants? Inspired Warrior has not come through yet. That'll make a bit of a difference. The extra 1 armor and 15 damage would make a difference in such a small numbered fight, especially when you're already sitting on 4 prelates. It can make a difference. Those javelin throwers picking off a crossbow almost instantly. All of these villagers are trying to get the outpost up but are unable to. Meanwhile, there are a lot of Donzos right here in the front line that are going to be stalling out the rest of the HRE knights from doing anything, from getting into the back line. Outpost does get canceled. The prelates are trying to heal, do the best that they can. There's 0 micro coming from core though, and all of his crossbows are getting picked off, well, have been picked off now. One Ledge Connect is out. It will be able to do massive damage on its cleave if it's able to connect, which it does only get a single hit off. There's still a lot of knights out on the field for our HRE player. In the back of the base, there is a springald emplacement on the outpost that also has a relic, as well as another springald emplacement and relic on this outpost. So he is able to deny the push from getting too much value in. 3 villager kills, 4 core. Throughout all of that, only 1 villager was picked off for Zerty. And the HRE's position is going to be getting a lot better. He's sitting on 4 relics. He is going to start doing a little bit of relic dancing, putting a relic onto the keep in the front of his base, as well as stone walls coming up as well. That's a nice little wall off right here, because that's a lot of forest. He could do a potential chop through right here, but that's not going to be worth it, especially since the last patch update where the wood has to be completely gone in order for you to go through. You can't do a normal chop through anymore and then just walk by. We do have a decent sized force, 51 military, 4 Zerty swinging around over here on the southern side of core's base, 19 javelin throwers, 15 Sofa, 11 Donzo, 4 Musafati warriors, and 2 archers. The stone wall is not up yet, but let's see. Is Zerty gonna notice it and attack before it does come up? No, he is not. This wall is basically secured at this point now. A bunch of free damage coming through from the springald emplacement as well as the keep. Both of them do have relics on them. Over here on the northern side of the base, I think there's only one. Yeah, there's only 1 outpost up here on the northern side of core's base. He needs to put down possibly 2 more outposts so he could be fully secured. Yes, it is fortified and it does have the springald emplacement plus a relic, so it is very, very tanky, and the range on it is insane. So it's gonna be a nice little anchor point up here for him, but there's only 1. If he does dive in, if Zerty does dive in, he will start taking a lot of damage from the other springald in place, the other outpost and the other keep, of course. But as long as he hovers up here, he'll be completely fine. That Springald in place is doing a bit of damage, and now full walls are up are almost up, but they'll be fully connected before these knights are able to make it there. They will go for an attempted burn. Are they going to be able to? Oh, they do barely get in. Sacred victory is approaching for our Malian player. 9 minutes 54 seconds. There are 11 knights in the base of Zerty now. Zerty is forced to pull back the entirety of his military, otherwise he's just going to start losing tons of reinforcements little by little during that trickle, and even more villagers could potentially go down as well. Where are they all? They're all in the back of the base, so coRe does have a ways to go before he's able to pick off any real number of villagers. Goes down here to the south, able to pick one off. Currently 6 villager kills for coRe, 1 for Zerty. Not much really happening. It looks like he's kind of stuck now because the wall should be close. Oh, a little bit of an oversight there from Zerty, not finishing off the wall, and there is a potential for these knights to escape. Nice little control from Zerty coming through in order to try to capture whatever knights he can. Come on, Zerty, all you need is a villager up there. Close it off, make sure that they're not able to get out. Quick wall coming up here over on the eastern side of Zerty's base to make sure that no other villagers die that are on the wood line. He's able to still make it out. At this rate, coRe is just buying himself a lot of time though. Palace of Swabia is getting dropped in the behind this little runaround that he's giving Zerty. Like I said, just buying himself time. Once that does come up, he's gonna just get a massive eco lead. Those villagers are gonna be coming out, I think it's what, every 5 seconds, and they're only gonna cost 15 food. As soon as the Palace of Swabia does finish, attempted charge, is he gonna be able to get another 2-3 villagers? Maybe 2 villagers go, 1 villager, that's it. And now Imperial Age does come through. As you see, 15 villagers instantly queued up, 17 food apiece, 7 seconds. The eco lead is going to be heavily in coRe's favor very soon. That's almost what? That's 8 villagers? 8 villagers a minute? Yeah. No, more than that. Right? 8 times 7, 56. So yeah, 8 villagers a minute. Almost 9. This Springald emplacement is getting so much poke damage in and has been, but now it's going to attempt to get burned down, which it should not succeed since it is fortified with a relic. Nice mangonel shot on the massive clump of melee units that were there. And now, oh, is coRe is gonna commit into this. That is a lot of ledge connect right there in order to deal with the heavy melee ball. There really isn't that many range units for those mangonels to focus fire on, but they still managed to get a huge shot in. There is a decent amount of crossbows here as well for coRe. He does need to micro those a little bit better, stutter step them back, pulling back the mangonels so they don't get sniped off by the sofas. It doesn't matter, the front line is dead for our Malian player. There is an offensive keep just outside of our Holy Roman Empire's base. The Griot Bar is finishing up for Zerty. They are both in Imperial Age now. Veteran Seas will be coming through. Poison tipped arrows just got started for Malians. 82, that number is gonna just keep going up. Let's just call it 85 villagers for coRe, 50 military for him right now, 19 crossbows, 2 archers. Going to start pushing out with his 14 spears, 7 lance connects, 6 prelates, 3 mangonels, and only 2 men-at-arms. The main thing for him at the moment is going to be the spears, crossbows, and mangonels. That's going to be the main focus point of coRe's army. As for Zerty, he's sitting on 70 villagers, 32 military, 21 Musfati warriors, 4 archers, 5 sofas, 1 Donzo. What Zerty needs to focus on the most at the moment is going to be Springolds. He does need a couple Springolds out because that number of mangoes is going to be devastating to his melee and to his ranged. So front and back line, of course. We have Tactics coming through for HRE, Elite Army Tactics. Just got started up for him. Poison tipped arrows for our Malians is about to finish up. Elite upgrades are coming in little by little for our Malians as well. Zerty's going to be using this offensive keep as an anchor point for the rest of his army, but he is pretty susceptible from every other angle. He does have outposts. Let's take a look at what his vision is. All right, so he'll be able to see basically everything. Yeah, that's not bad. He has really good vision of the entirety of the map. Nice little spread on his outpost for sure. Let's take a look at coRe. coRe sees nothing. coRe sees his base, and that's all coRe cares about. At some point he is gonna have to move out, start grabbing gold. That's his last gold vein inside of his base. He already has, let's see, what's his trade like? Well, it's not too bad. He still has a couple good trades left in order to get some gold if he needs it, but he is sitting on 4 relics as well. So his gold per minute's currently sitting at 1600 with 4 relics and 20, I think it was like 25 villagers on gold. But like I said, that was running out very soon. And someone's knocking at my door. One moment. I know that ruins the immersion. Sorry about that. Someone was at my door though. I am back. coRe is currently sitting on 100 villagers, 88 military, 30 spears, 31 crossbows, 11 men-at-arms, 7 lance connects, 6 prelates, 3 manganaos, a culverin, 2 archers, and a scout. Those 3 mangoes though are going to do a ton of damage during any engagement, especially since Zerty doesn't have a single springbolt. I don't even think he has a siege workshop yet either. I don't see one. Not a single siege workshop. Both players are, oh no, just coRe is pop capped now. There's a decent army over here. Ooh, okay. He needs to, are these stealth already? Yes, they are. He's gonna try to ambush these manganaos. That's brilliant right here. That's absolutely brilliant. He's gonna try to make it into the back lines, pick off these mangoes with his stealth Musafati warriors, and they are able to jump on. The first mango goes down, second one goes down, third one goes down as well. Zerty says, who needs springles when I have stealth units, and is able to just pounce on the entirety of those, on all 3 of those mango now, and just wipe them out. This fight just went completely in Zerty's favor because he was able to get that perfect ambush off with so many, I believe it was 22 Musafati warriors that were able to just jump on all 3 of those mangonels. That was absolutely gorgeous right there. Beautiful tactical move by coRe, or excuse me, by Zerty to snipe off coRe's mangonels, because those, as I've said, would have done so much damage if they were able to just free fire, since coRe's front line was so strong. But without the mangoes, the sofas, the Musafati warriors, they were able to just burn through it like nothing as soon as those mangonels died. And now it's 8 minutes 43 seconds until Sacred Site victory. That was phenomenal play, phenomenal play by coRe, or excuse me, by Zerty to snipe off coRe's mangoes right there. And now there's a huge military lead for Zerty, currently sitting at 65 military to the 36 of coRe. But coRe should not be taking this fight right now. He really shouldn't. He needs to back off. He needs more time to get his army up and running. There are way too many units here for Zerty for him to take a good fight, and he is going to try to spam up, or try to build fast build a keep right here in the middle of this, and there's going to be potentially more villagers going down, but he is on Palace of Swabia, so it's not like it's going to be that big of big of a deal if he does lose a handful of villagers. Meanwhile, over here in the back, we do see 4 rams focus firing down the Malian keep. coRe does get his keep up. Doesn't look like he actually lost that many villagers right there either, and now they're being garrisoned in. That's going to be a very good defensive, or that's a very good defensive position for coRe to take now. Meanwhile, in the back, this keep potentially will go down. Just a couple more hits. Oh, are they going to be able to do it? 2 more hits? No. Those rams are unable to get rid of that keep, but a couple of units do get picked off. And we should see a prelate coming over here and taking this relic out and throwing it into this keep. Give it the extra, the bonuses that it deserves. Come on, where's the prelate at? Where are you? Oh, the only prelate he has left is inside of the Aachen. Would it be worth it? Yeah, it's 100% worth it just to take the prelate out really quick so he could swap over the relic onto the keep. coRe sitting on 112 villagers, 51 military, 27 spears, 10 horsemen, 9 men-at-arms, 4 crossbows, 1 ram with 2 in queue, and a single prelate. Look at that shot though from the keep. The cannon emplacement is through. Springgold emplacement halfway done. Boiling oil in queue as well. But Zerty is getting the sacred site victory in 6 minutes 15 seconds. Oh, there's villagers building up a little bit of defense down here in order to delay the push. Delay the sacred site loss. These horsemen will be able to kill off a couple more villagers. 26 villager kills for Zerty. A few more coming in as well right now. He's left clicked onto the Palace of Swabia. He's popped the siege, and siege and torch damage increase, but it does have the another attack coming over here on these. He's trying to force out the emergency repair on the Palace of Swabia while his bombards are up here on the eastern side to pick off the keep, and the entirety of his military is over here defending the Palace of Swabia. Oh no, this is really good play by Zerty, just forcing a ton of random little attacks here and there in order to force him back. And since coRe was afraid of losing his Palace of Swabia to the siege dance, he was forced to use the emergency repair there instead of on the front line where his keep was in a very good defensive position. It would have survived a little bit longer if the relic was there, but he could have potentially lost the relic as well if he wasn't able to make it back in time. 5 minutes 3 seconds until sacred site victory, and now we're seeing stone walls come up for Zerty in order to defend his southern sacred site. There is a keep, and is he at a stone? No, he still has stone. He could finish this wall. I'm not entirely sure why he's not. And now a raid is coming through. Little burn down, gets rid of a single barracks up here on the northern side, and we're gonna see a heavy push from coRe down the middle, or essentially down the middle. The culverin is gonna go down. There is a bombard in play. A lot of Musafati warriors for our Malian player. There's a keep here. There's so much for Zerty. And now the Sophos Archer is going to bypass the entirety of the army, go straight into the bulk of the villagers, try to disrupt the back line as much as possible, disrupt the food as much as they possibly can. Meanwhile, up in front, the Musafati warriors just tear through all of those spears and man-at-arms that were there alongside the archers that were dealing additional poison damage over time. I'm not entirely sure what coRe could do at this moment. He's lost a lot of footing. He does have the villager count. He's low on gold though. He doesn't have any gold veins whatsoever back here. He's going to be heavily reliant on food and wood. That's basically it. A lot of horsemen, a lot of archers of his own in order to be able to push through this and deal with the Malians the best he possibly can. 3 minutes 24 seconds until sacred victory though. Is coRe gonna be able to break out and deny this? Oh, there is a bombard here out in the open. The horsemen are gonna jump on it. They will be able to get it. and he's only going to lose possibly one, maybe two. Oh, three. Okay, 3 horsemen for a bombard. Easy trade though. That is an absolutely easy trade to take. 3-minute warning does go off on the sacred site victory. Core 128, villager 66, military 45 spears, 11 horsemen, 7 men at arms, 6 rams, 2 crossbows. And he's aiming for the southern sacred site now. There's gonna be a second keep coming up for our Malian player right here in order to defend. But with the amount of rams that are here, that keep will not come down whatsoever. There's absolutely no chance. Oh no, this is a core keep that's coming down with a ton of villagers. 40 villagers are going to be able to secure this keep very, very easily. There is a little bit of a attack coming over here from the northern side. A bunch of Musafati warriors and archers are going to sweep on this side and pick up a lot of villagers though. It doesn't matter. He has Palace of Swabia. He's gonna be able to rebuild them if he loses them with a very, very healthy food eco behind it as well. The villagers are getting pulled in order to buffer some of this damage and also burn down whatever they can. They're getting a lot of work done at the moment. A few villagers do get pulled back into the keep in order to deal with some of the archers and Musafati warriors that are there as well. The rams are still here doing a lot of work. They clear off one of the keeps, one outpost. I don't believe there was 2. The siege workshop is going to go down as well. No emergency repair for the HRE keep right here, but it is here just as an anchor point. It's gonna let the HRE come through and gather up their reinforcements in a single location in order to be able to continually push on. 2-minute 8-second pause time at the moment for the sacred site victory. These rams are just going to sit on top of it and they're not going to allow the timer to move forward, while HRE does continue to push with a lot of horsemen and men at arms. 42 horsemen are on the field right now, 11 men at arms in order to do a little bit more of the damage. But the sofas are doing a lot of work, so are the poison tipped archers. They're able to just blanket the entire army and do passive damage over time. And sacred site triggers once again. 2 minutes remaining. Again, HRE is getting pushed back. That keep was his only buffer right then and there, and with that gone, he's forced back towards his base. He needs to regroup. He still has the villager lead, of course, but what do the villagers have to do with anything if he's not able to break the army of Zerty? 25 spears, 22 horsemen, 3 men at arms, and these horsemen can't even break the front line in order to get to the back of Zerty's main bulk or main damage dealers, which are his archers. He's sitting on 90 military, 37 Musafati warriors, 41 archers, 7 Sofa, 2 Donzo. And again, core is getting broken. His army is just getting completely dismantled over and over again. 1 minute 25 seconds. Oh wait, a little bit of a pause up here on the northern side. There's a single ram here that is pausing the timer. More rams are coming in order to kill off. GG gets called. Game goes to Zerty. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.